In this episode, we take on a marathon weekend of 7 diners. What surprises do we have in store? How many malls do we visit in between? Stay tuned. Hey everyone, I'm Elyse Explosion, and welcome back to the Jersey Diner Showdown. If you're new around here and you want to check out the first 2 parts, South Jersey and Central Jersey, I'll wait for you to get back. You can check those up there. North Jersey turned out to be the most daunting of tasks, with a grand total of 7 diners to do in one weekend. It was easily one of the most exhausting trips we've ever taken, but it was well worth it. As always, every diner is ranked out of 20 in the categories of food, ambiance, cost, and bonus. Diners were chosen based on local reputation, online review scores, and whether or not Guy Fieri had ever been there. With that being said, let's head out Friday after work to our first stop, the Washington Diner. Our first stop on this most ambitious weekend takes us to Washington. No, not that Washington or that Washington, but that Washington in Warren County, and the eponymous Washington Diner. We arrived Friday after work and were seated right away. The chrome of the diner was a real standout, and the interior was friendly and inviting. The menu wasn't massive, but had a good selection of standards and interesting options. Michael ordered chicken and waffles, and I ordered the macaroni and cheese. Since it was a Friday night during Lent in New Jersey, there were ample meatless and seafood options, and the macaroni and cheese jumped right off the page at me. It came with a salad that had no right being as good as it was. I fully joined the Clean Plate Club on this one. And a cup of chicken rice soup, which Michael quite enjoyed. The mac and cheese was creamy and flavorful, and though the pasta was slightly overcooked, it didn't deter from the overall experience. Michael's waffle was very tasty, light and fluffy, but the fried chicken ended up being a pretty generic chicken tenders. You syrup up your chicken?
I don't know. I was thinking about it. Do people usually do that?
I have no idea.
I don't remember.
1 minute of Michael with chicken and syrup.
Yeah. Figure out my processes. This waffle that has chicken on it for some reason. Derp. That's a nice fluffy waffle.
Nice!
Look at that. That is a big, beautiful bowl.
This is a lot of macaroni and cheese.
Mix it up.
It smells good. It looks cheesy. Look at that.
Yeah, it does. Alright.
Hot.
Oops.
That's got a nice little tang to it.
Alright. Good.
Use a little salt.
Yes.
For dessert, we ordered a slice of Ferrero Rocher cake, which was fudgy, nutty, and absolutely delicious.
Cake time. Fancy cake.
Looks good.
Yeah, it does. Ferrero cake. Ooh. Crunchy bit.
Ooh, crunchy bits.
Oh, yeah. It's good.
All right.
Cool.
Ooh. Crunchy bits.
Yeah.
That is so fudgy.
It is fudgy good cake.
That's really nice. We were off to a fabulous start, and I certainly wouldn't mind making a return appearance here. Final scores: food, 4. Ambiance, 4. Cost, 4.5. Bonus, 4.5. For a final score of 17 out of 20. We headed home to sleep off our dinner and prepare ourselves for a full day of meals. Our first stop was the furthest northwest, Sussex County's Victoria Diner in Branchville, New Jersey. Branchville was a bit over an hour away, so we left fairly early in the morning. When we got to the Victoria, I was absolutely charmed by its appearance. It was super cute and colorful, a diner car style location with a very diverse menu. This location appeared on several best of lists, so we were chagrined to learn it was basically more of a luncheonette, and closed at 3 in the afternoon. Michael ordered the bistro chicken panini and chips, and I decided to step a little out of my comfort zone and order the stuffed French toast with mixed berries. I admittedly do not like fresh berries much, but I was fascinated by the concept of this French toast and could not let it go. The berries were extremely tart, but Michael said I was being silly and they were perfectly sweet. Michael's panini was very pleasant. The spinach and peppers added some moisture to the sandwich, but the chicken was relatively unseasoned.
Big boy.
Ooh, drippy. That looks nice. Juicy.
Ooh. Yeah, that's really juicy. There you go. Cream cheese in there. Center. Ooh.
There's no cream cheese in this. It's just
You didn't get the stuffed part.
No, I didn't. And the stuffing is on the other side. Let me go over here.
Shift.
Shift. Oh, there we go. There's a little bit.
There you go. That's incredibly fluffy French toast.
Mm-hmm. However, the bread was a big win. The biggest disappointment of all was that the waitress informed us they do not offer desserts, so we couldn't even take one to go. It was a cute little spot, but not one I could really call that much of a diner. Final scores? Food, 4. Ambiance, 4. Cost, 3.5. Bonus, 1. For a final score of 12.5 out of 20. With ample time to kill before our next stop, we made a side trip out to our first of many North Jersey malls. I went to college in North Jersey, and I spent my fair share of time at the Garden State Plaza. Michael needed a watch battery change, so we wandered around and took a look at as many different Squishmallows as I could find. It was also a big Pokemon Go weekend, so unfortunately a lot of my time at the mall was spent raiding instead of filming. From there, our next stop was Hudson County's extremely popular Tops Diner. The Tops opened in 1942 and has widely been regarded by many to be the definitive Jersey diner. A coworker had mentioned that we may need reservations, but we assumed that since we were visiting at 2 p.m. on a Saturday, we'd be fine. Alas, you know what they say about when you assume, and we did indeed make an ass out of you and me, as we were told there was a 75-minute wait for a table. Preparing for the worst, we put our names in at the podium and went back out to the car to sit and wait as the lobby was standing room only. After about 30 minutes, we got a text and were told that there were 2 seats at the counter, so we took them. The first strange thing was that the counter was not your typical diner counter, but rather a full-service bar. The second strange thing was that we were seated right next to a live DJ. I found the music pretty fun, but Michael was decidedly not a fan. I cannot understate how packed this place was. There was a line nearly out the door the entire time we were inside, and I don't think I saw a single empty table. It had a very chic aesthetic to it, a cross between a nightclub and a library. It was Michael's turn for breakfast, and he ordered the banana pudding waffles with a cold brew coffee, and I ordered a bacon cheeseburger with fries. Michael's waffle was a real standout. The waffle itself was lovely, with fresh bananas and a quality pudding on top. The whipped cream was definitely house-made. My burger was genuinely incredible. The bacon was thick cut and delicious, the patties were shaped and cooked perfectly to my specifications, and the fries were quite tasty. The pickle was also great. A little heat, a little sour, and a lot of delicious.
Go, go, go. Yeah, up, big burger. Rah. Oh my goodness. That's tough to handle. Real good? All right.
We picked the rice pudding for dessert, allegedly the original 1942 recipe. It was fine. Nothing special, and the rice was a little undercooked. Very underwhelming, considering the rest of the food we'd had. Here's the rub, though. I need y'all to know that my burger was nearly $25. Yes, $25 for a burger. This is the bougiest place we have eaten this entire time. As Michael put it, this makes the Skylark look like a McDonald's play place. They fancied themselves quite upscale and their prices reflected it. Our total bill came to nearly $80 for lunch. On the other hand, the food was absolutely some of the best that we'd had up to this point. It was a real conundrum, but we determined ultimately that this was another diner in name only. Final score, food, 5. Ambiance, 3. Cost, 2.5. Bonus, 3. For a total score of 13.5 out of 20. Reeling from the prices, but not quite ready to eat just yet. we decided to continue our secondary quest for the weekend and hit up another mall, this time the Willowbrook Mall in Wayne. Willowbrook was another sort of homecoming for me. Willowbrook was the mall I'd visit the most when I was in college, and I spent many a Wednesday afternoon at the arcade playing DDR and grabbing a Wetzel pretzel for a power snack. The mall itself is relatively unchanged, though the arcade is long gone and instead replaced with the Dave & Buster's we daren't entertain. Still, there's something about malls in New Jersey that just go together like bacon and eggs. And to continue the metaphor, diners are like the pancakes that complete your balanced breakfast. It just felt right. The next and final stop on our Saturday journey brought us to Morris County and the Pompton Queen Diner of Pompton Plains. The Pompton Queen had one of the highest review to rating ratios I'd seen, so my hopes were pretty high. For the second time that day, however, we ended up needing to wait for a table. There is a 30-minute wait for here. So, we are going back to the car.
Yes, let's go.
We sat in the car for about half an hour, then were called inside to the table. The Pompton Queen opened in 1987, and like many of the diners on our list, was once in 24-hour operation, but is no longer. They had a significant in-house bakery case and a truly intimidating menu. The exterior definitely had a very late 80s, early 90s feel to it, and the interior wasn't particularly classic, but was very reminiscent of the diners of my youth. The nostalgia was definitely there. I was still fairly full from the giant burger I'd had for lunch and opted for a breakfast entree of the crêpe de la crème, a sweet cream crepe served with vanilla ice cream on the side, and Michael opted for a grilled cheese and bacon with the house-made potato chips. Friends, we were so pleasantly surprised by this offering. Michael's sandwich was full of bacon, and the house-made chips were just the right combination of crunchy and chewy.
Start eating the potato chips.
Eat it again. Eat more.
Eat it.
That sandwich looks good.
I gotta try to get it. Maybe I'll go for this.
Good?
Real good.
My crepes, though. Holy these were unbelievably tasty.
Good ice cream, okay. Get into that crepe there. You got it. All right.
Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god.
Well, you got it. Good job, huh? Good? Oh, man.
The crepe batter was delightfully thin, the filling was sweet but tangy, and the ice cream added an additional sweet punch. The menu had said that the Pompton Queen was famous for their baklava cheesecake, and so we brought a slice of that back with us, and wow! Just wow. This is by far the best dessert we've had. Alright, so for starters, half of this is baklava, half of this is cheesecake.
That's crazy.
All of this smells incredible, for the record. So, here we go. Oh boy.
Yeah, right from the middle. Got a little bit of everything. There you go. Oh.
Wow! Holy shit.
What a reaction.
This is the best dessert we've gotten yet.
Oh, man. Okay.
You are not prepared.
Okay. Get both sides here. Oh, wow.
You feel that?
Yeah, I felt that baklava. Oh, the creamy cheesecake. Yeah,
It's so creamy.
wow.
I told you!
That is so good.
It is unreal delicious.
Wow.
The baklava had a lovely nutty honey flavor, and the cheesecake was light and not overly sweet, balancing the honey beautifully. Easily a 5-star dessert. Final score. Food, 4.5. Ambiance, 4. Cost, 4. Bonus, 5. For a total of 17.5 out of 20. Sorry, Washington Diner. You put up a great fight. We drove home that night happy and full, ready for another day of diner adventures the next morning. The next day, we woke up and headed up north to Bergen County on our 5th diner, the Saddlebrook Diner in, you guessed it, Saddlebrook. The Saddlebrook Diner allegedly opened in the early 1950s and has been family-owned since 1982. The diner itself is an ostentatious sort of visual, truly leaning into the 50s diner aesthetic, with lots of neon, oldies music in the background, a life-size Betty Boop statue, murals of 50s icons like James Dean and Marilyn Monroe, and a train set? Sure, why not? This place was almost a caricature of itself. It laid it on real thick. Despite the busy Sunday morning crowd, we were seated immediately. The menu was substantial and also looked really cool. Like I said, they're laying the aesthetics on hella strong here. Michael ordered a turkey pita pocket with fries, and I, using the language of the area, ordered a Taylor ham, egg white, and cheese on a hard roll with home fries. My sandwich was pretty good. The roll was good and the egg whites were nice and fluffy. Michael's pita pocket was a truly interesting turn on a turkey club. The turkey was definitely roasted in-house, seasoned well, and the bacon was nice and thick. The pita was also a winner with a very good chew. So fresh.
Look at how well packed it is.
Oh, wow. Is there sauce on that? Like a mayo or something?
No, but it's cheese on both sides.
Oh, okay. Fry.
That is really nice.
Fry.
Oh, I have to consume a fry as well?
Yes, consume a fry. I heard the crunch.
It's an excellent diner. Your giant pile of fluffy potatoes.
Need salt, but good.
Well, I mean, have you ever met a home fry you didn't think needed salt?
Yes.
I don't believe that's true.
Alright. Look at that, hard roll.
Yeah, that is very fluffy. It might be the fluffiest egg white I've ever seen. That's quite an accomplishment. How's it compare as Taylor ham?
For dessert, Michael made the executive decision for the Snickers cake, which was fantastic. It was like a cross between a cheesecake and a chocolate cake with a layer of peanut butter on top. Excellent. The meal was a little on the pricier side, but a solid diner altogether. Final score, food, 4. Ambiance, 4. Cost, 3.5. Bonus, 4.5. For a total of 16 out of 20. Between diners, we took yet another detour, but this time in a much more decidedly natural way. Our travels took us to the Great Falls of Patterson, a United States National Historical Park. We brought our National Parks book with us, and we were able to get our first stamp in a couple years. The Great Falls are literally smack dab in the middle of Patterson and are genuinely as majestic as they appear. This was my first time visiting the falls up close, and despite it being a somewhat chilly winter day, look at the ice on the grass, we had a great time. It's a beacon of peace among the chaos of Patterson, and I'm glad we were able to spend some downtime just watching the falls and catching rainbows in the mist. Our next stop afterwards was the Parkwood Diner in Maplewood, the Essex County option. The Parkwood was another local newspaper pick, but honestly it left a bit to be desired. The diner felt pretty dated, but not in a cute or kitschy way, just old. Parking was very tight. The menu itself was massive. They had a whole page of salads after all, and I was struggling by this point. 7 diners in one weekend is an awful lot, and I needed a vegetable, bad. I ordered the Popeye salad, spinach with prosciutto, fresh mozzarella, bacon, and balsamic vinaigrette with crispy chicken on top. And Michael got the French toast with caramelized apples and walnuts. I feel like we waited a long time for our food, but honestly, by this point, time had no meaning, so I'm not entirely sure. When the food arrived, Michael's French toast was the true winner here. Super creamy, flavorful, and the apples were tart and sweet. I was less impressed with my salad. There was a ton of prosciutto and bacon, but why both?
I'm going to take it easy and have the apple first.
Okay.
This is covered in apples. Peach? That is awesome. You gonna get a piece of chicken too? Or is it too hot? What's up?
That's prosciutto.
Really?
And it's got the
And worst of all, though my crispy chicken was both crispy and juicy, there was absolutely zero flavor or seasoning to it. Like someone could have deep fried a sponge to the same effect. That's a little harsh, but it felt about right. Dessert was carrot cake, which was dry and disappointing. All right, we have this giant slice of carrot cake right now.
You're gonna have to edit in all like the names of the diners because I've forgotten them all.
Oh yeah, no, I know. It's okay.
Eh?
It's just okay. It's a little dry.
Oh no! Okay. Move a little icing over. Get a little in.
Also, there are raisins in it.
Oh no, there are?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, you're right. There is a raisin right there. It's pretty good. Obviously, Elyse can't eat it.
Not my favorite, not by far. Also, my salad was nearly $20, which I truly did not understand. Final score. Food, 3.5. Ambiance, 3. Cost, 3. Bonus, 2.5, for a final score of 12 out of 20. There wasn't a huge drive between the Parkwood and our final diner, so we decided to detour one last time to one last mall, and we figured we would make it a hat trick with a big one. American Dream. The monster of the Meadowlands. Potentially Jimmy Hoffa's final resting place. A financial disaster through and through, but yet you cannot resist the appeal of the second largest mall in the United States. It was absolutely slammed for a Sunday, and weirdly enough, though it rests in Bergen County, not all the stores were closed. This is unusual mostly for the fact that Bergen County still has blue laws, and though the American Dream website says that it applies to some stores, it does not apply to all. So, like, most clothing stores were a no-go, but Toys R Us? Hell yeah. Turns out that there's a loophole, as always, where if stores are listed as a novelty, they're allowed to remain open. So I bought a Squishmallow about it, and Dina is the best, and we love her. As we steeled ourselves for the final diner, I tried to process the whole weekend. This was a lot all at once. I wish we'd paced things a bit better, but between family emergencies and arbitrary deadlines, we were running out of time. Channel your inner guy, Elyse. You got this. Our final stop on the North Jersey endeavor was Passaic County's Allwood Diner. We'd originally planned on visiting the TikTok of Triple D fame, but reviews from both family and the internet seemed to agree that since the 2020 shutdowns, it has been a shell of its former self. The Allwood, however, fit into the same niche as the Willowbrook Mall, a true nostalgic favorite. I lived in the apartment complex across the street when I was in grad school and would often walk here for a late-night snack. I remember it with quite a bit of affection since it opened up while I was living there. Would it hold up? Well, let's find out. To a much smaller scale, they were playing club music when we got in, not unlike the Tops, but also very unlike the Tops. Our server was great, very friendly, with a lot of North Jersey sass. The menu was ample, and I was having a real hard time making choices by this point. I decided that my best course of action was to fall back on the diner snacks that I grew to love over my time in college and ordered the appetizer sampler of chicken fingers, buffalo wings, mozzarella sticks, and potato skins. Michael's final breakfast of the trip culminated in an order of silver dollar pancakes with sausage in an attempt to make his own pigs in a blanket. The pancakes were fluffy and, they literally gave him 12 whole little pancakes. The sausage was good, but cooked a little over. As for the appetizer sampler, the wings were crispy and juicy, but had no flavor or spice to them at all. The tendies were pretty standard. Mozzarella sticks were cooked well, but again, somewhat lacking in flavor. But the potato skins were truly loaded with bacon and a good amount of cheese. Easily the best thing on the plate. There's a pig in a blanket taco. Look at that. Oh, those look super fluffy.
Yeah, those are really good.
Nice.
This guy's got a little hat.
This guy's an avocado.
Good. Mozzarella stick, dip it in the sauce. There you go. Ooh, you were so fast with that. I barely got you.
Thank you.
It's a mozzarella stick?
Can we have another fork and knife?
sounds reasonable.
For dessert, I played my executive decision card and got a slice of birthday cake cheesecake, which was admittedly a little disappointing. The sprinkles in the cake batter turned into little wax pellets, and the cake at the bottom was just kind of spongy. Not great, but not the worst either. Final score, food, 3.5. Ambiance, 3. Cost, 3. Bonus, 3.5 for a final score of 13 out of 20. Not even nostalgia could save this one. After our marathon weekend, the final scores were as follows. Washington, 17 out of 20. Victoria, 12.5 out of 20. Tops, 13.5 out of 20. Pompton Queen, 17.5 out of 20. Saddlebrook, 16 out of 20. Parkwood, 12 out of 20. Allwood, 13 out of 20. By half a point, the winner of the North Division is the Pompton Queen. Congratulations to the Pompton Queen Diner. You joined the Maurice River Diner and the Bayway Diner in our final 4. We have one more diner left to find, and that will be from the Jersey Shore region. Stay tuned for the next episode to see how many diners we have left to go and who will take the crown in the Jersey Shore region. Thanks so much, everyone, and we'll see you next time.